Hello guys, how you guys doing again? And this has been my fifth, sixth video, and it's always been fun for me to make a video and upload video. I'm really excited to posting new and new video. And today, actually, I'm going to talk about a documentary that is right now actually really famous in Indonesia and also in several countries like Australia, United States. Maybe not as big in foreign countries like in United States, but obviously in Indonesia, there's a documentary called Pesta Babi, and it's a documentary in Indonesian language. It's actually talking about South Papua. It's a region in Indonesia, and it's basically talking about how the Indonesian government they did environmental damage to the South Papua, and how the native people in South Papua, they actually been really hurt by that because they think their forest is sacred. It's how they live with their nature, and their nature now being destroyed. And they, in the documentary, if you watch it, they make a red cross and they put it on each point of the forest to shows that no, you cannot destroy this forest anymore. And the destructions of the forest, the deforestations, is actually because of how the government, they want to create, the Indonesian government, they want to create oil palm oil tree plantations in South Papua. They also want to create like a rice farm. They want to create arowana fish farm. There are many mines. So basically, South Papua and the nearest regions is going to be turned into like farm mine in order to boost the Indonesian economy. And also because of this oil crisis, now the Indonesian government thinking about making a biodiesel and bioethanol, and the way to make that is, so basically, the the oil from the palm trees is going to be changed into biodiesel, B50, that's what they call it. And that means that 50% of the gasoline, 50% is going to be solar and 50% is going to be biodiesels for each of the vehicle. So it's going to be much cheaper, and we don't have Indonesian government, they don't have to rely much on gasoline and gasoline, oil, solar import. So they can save a lot of money, especially at a crisis times like this. Basically, what happened in Strait of Hormuz, right? And basically, here's the thing though. The problem with this thing is come back to capitalism. It's kind of like in the video, it's clearly blamed the Indonesian government, but seriously thinking that this has happened to all countries, including United States, including Western country, Europe, and etc. The government will always destroy the government for the sake of benefit, for the sake of profit, for the sake of the economic growth, for the sake of GDP growth. This is cannot be stopped. This cannot be prevented as long as capitalism thrive. As long as capitalism is still there, people will still destroy the environment, the forest, and there's gonna be animals dies. There's gonna be native people who are basically kicked out from their land, and yeah, especially Indonesia is the developing countries, 280, almost 290 million people, biggest for population in the world, and we can see that how people in South Papua, there are like 500,000 people, while the Javanese people is like 150 million people. Of course, they are easily getting replaced. by these people, and the 500,000 native, they cannot do much. And also the criticism about the Pesta Babi is in different regions in Indonesia. There are many people who gather. They gather to watch this documentary together, and then suddenly Indonesian soldiers, they just come and they just say like, "No, you cannot watch this. Go away, go away. Like you should not. Uh, these things you should not watch it." It is unclear why. Some people say that because the Indonesian soldier and government is heavily criticized in this documentary. There are footage scenes where they say that the Indonesian soldiers, they kick the people, they beat the people, they basically they when people disagree with Indonesian government idea about doing plantation and stuff, the Indonesian soldiers, they just come and kick them. And also, some people says that the title of the documentary Pesta Babi is like, it's translated to pig party, and this is actually talking about the traditions of the people in South Papua. But because Indonesia is like 85 to 87% Muslim populations, the soldier says that they're afraid that the Muslim people might get offended, and especially there's a big red cross on the poster. So people that have not watched it, they think that might be about religions and sensitive, so they kind of like try to prevent people from watching it in order to not stir regional conflict and stuff. But seriously, I really appreciate people who make the documentary. It's like, it really show the rest of Indonesian of how the Indonesian governments turn out to be. Yeah, this is kind of like the sins. This is kind of like the bad things, the dark side of the government that does not reveal towards the rest of the Indonesians. And I truly hope that both sides can really find a common ground, because you can tell that the native South Papuan, they're really not happy with this. And maybe the government can also give a proper answer to answer about this documentary, instead of like sending soldiers and try to stop people from watching it, and seriously give proper comment about this. Don't just like let this documentary go on and go on without really properly knowing the true message of the documentary. And I think that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next content. Bye.